Hello friends, welcome to economics class. Today we will be studying about the sectors of the economy, chapter number 2. We are taking up the topic where are most of the people employed. Here you are having one data which is the comparison between 1970-71 year data and 2009 and 2010 data. Now here you can see very clearly 72% of the people were employed in primary sector in 1970-71, which decreased to 55% in 2009 and 10. Whereas in the secondary sector, only 10% of the people were employed in the year 1970-71, which increased to 20% in 2009 and 10. In the tertiary sector, again there was an increase from 18% to 25%. But the conclusion which we derive from both the datas is that primary sector is the largest employer of the people. So in both the cases, the largest employment is provided to the people by the primary sector, whereas it has decreased from 1970-71 to 2009 and 10 in the primary sector, whereas in the other two sector it has increased. So what does this show? That primary sector employs the largest amount of the population, that is 55%, contributing just 14% to the GDP. But the GDP contribution is very less, which is just 14%. GDP means we are talking about gross domestic product, that how much is the output. In a layman's language, you can consider that 55% is the input and 14% is the output to the economy. So you can very well compare that input is much greater than the output. In the secondary sector, it employs 20% of the population and contributing 30% to the GDP, which is more. It means input is less and output is more. And the tertiary sector employs 25% of the population, contributing 56% to the GDP. It is just double. Input is 25% and output is 56%, which is double the amount of the input. It means people over there are working more than their capacity. So they have to work for longer hours, or they have to give more of their energies in working to have more of the output. Now what does this whole data show? What does this mean? Does this mean that the workers in agriculture are not producing as much as they could? It means we can question on their potentiality, that they are not potential enough to produce the goods? No. It means that there are more people in agriculture than is necessary. So even if you move a few people out, production will not be affected. Here I have used the word move. We are not asking about removing, because in primary sector people are employed on their own. The family members are working, so we cannot remove them. We are moving them. So if we give, how will we move them? If we will provide them with more of the opportunities in the secondary and the tertiary sector. And why these opportunities are not available to these people? Because they are illiterate. They do not have that technology to work with the technology. They do not have the skills to work with the technology. So the primary sector is indicating to the problem of underemployment. When we are talking underemployment means when people are apparently working, but all of them are made to work less than their potential. So on the screen, on the field, we can see they all are working, they are putting in labor, they are putting in hard work, but they are working less than their potential. Their potential was more than that of working in a field. They could have worked in the industry, they could have been the manager, they could have been anything in the world, but they are working less than their potentiality. Now this type of underemployment is hidden. Why it is hidden? Because we can see that they are working, but in actually, since they are not contributing to the GDP, this is hidden underemployment. In contrast to someone who does not have a job and is clearly visible unemployed. If I am not working, if I am not going anywhere for any of the activities or not earning any money, so I am visibly unemployed because I am not working. So in primary sector, people are seen to be working, but they are not contributing to the GDP. So it is also known as disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment means when people are employed more than the required number. Supposing on a field of land only 5 people are required, but since there are 10 people in the family, all of them start working on the field, so 5 are required, 10 are working, so 5 of the people are unemployed. They are not contributing. Just take an example. If I take an example like in your kitchen, you are working, your mother is working, you go and help your mother. It is going to contribute to her because she will have to do less of the work, you will have division of the work. But in the same condition, if whole of your family enters the kitchen, these days we are having very small kitchens, and in that kitchen if 5 or 6 members are standing, what it will do? It will create chaos. It will not give you output. Your food will not be prepared in less time, it will take more of the time. So same is the case with the primary sector. So now this underemployment is not only prevalent in primary sector but also in the other sectors. There are thousands of casual workers in the service sector in urban areas who search for daily employment. Urban areas also people are unemployed because they are searching for the employment every day. Daily wage earners we are talking about. They are employed as painters, plumbers, repair persons and others doing odd jobs because every day they have to go and search for jobs. Similarly, people of the service sector on the street pushing a cart or selling something where they may spend the whole day but earn very little. We have so many people coming to our lanes to sell so many of the goods, but they earn very little. So they are doing this work because they do not have better opportunities. They are forced to do this work because of less of the opportunities available to us. Now how can we solve this problem? Whenever we talk about a problem, we have a solution also. Now how to create more employment? Supposing we are taking a case of Lakshmi. She is working on 2 hectares of the land, or she has 2 hectares of the land, and this land is unirrigated land. Now what she requires? For irrigation facility we cannot depend completely on monsoon. She requires money. Now who is going to provide money to her? Either she will get money from the bank or government should help her in this case. So that is how employment can be created, by giving them employment, by giving them help by the bank or by the government. And government will give help. Yes, government does give help, and bank can provide them with the loan facilities. For this we are having the rural banking system which provides them loan at a very reasonable prices. So we will continue that how government and how bank will provide them the facilities to cater to their needs. Thank you.